Hurry up. Hiya, I sort of have a potential crime to report. And okay, my name's Tom Ford. I do have a record and I have called the police for other personal stuff, but my main problem is I'm greatly concerned for my father, who sadly died yesterday, and it was under very suspect circumstances. And I'd just like to, you know, tell you, and maybe you could say something about it, if that's okay. Control room. Okay, thanks. Hiya, I've just been patched through from your switchboard. I'd like to report a potential crime. My name's Tom Ford. I do have a record and I have called the police for other personal things, but right now I'm greatly concerned for like justice for my dad, who sadly died yesterday, and it's kind of a medical negligence thing. We have started a CQC investigation, but basically I'm thinking that is only the half of it, and best case scenario, the old folks home that's responsible for his mistreatment, if the CQC investigation is successful, best case scenario is the home gets closed down, but my dad still doesn't get justice. So I'd just like to tell you what happened, and maybe you think there's a case here. Is that okay? Absolutely. Absolutely. The ambulance, the hospital, everyone's like, this is fucking wrong. So I'd just love to tell you and, you know, be on record for it, okay? I can tell you the story. Okay, my dad, John Henry Ford, he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and eventually dementia about 7 years ago. He slowly declined, as, you know, that sort of illness will do to you. My mum and I, we looked after him for about 4 years, but about 9-10 weeks ago, one morning we called the ambulance because he was in a right mess. Half of his body was rigid, one arm was shaking furiously, his face was all scrunched up in pain, so we called the ambulance. They came and went, absolutely, he's going to, you know, the hospital. It took 11 firemen to get him out of the house. And he was sent to Princess Wales Hospital in Grimsby and was treated there for a week or two. He was then moved on to Archer Ward in Louth, who did a great job of sort of rehabilitating him. They got him walking again, he was laughing, he was, you know, almost his old self. On Monday, the 12th of September, I think it was last Monday, he was referred to this care home in nettleton manor. My mum and I, we didn't get a chance to review the home, but he was moved there late Monday night. We visited him on Wednesday midday, and fuck me, the room was tiny. It was baking hot when we went in. The lights were off. The curtain was closed. He was in the fetal position on the bed, like quaking. His arms were rigid, but he was shivering. He was struggling for breath. He was really sweaty. My mum and I, we took the big heavy duvet off him. We opened the window, got a fan on him, called the nurse and said, you need to get him comfortable in bed. And he's soaking wet. You need to, wash him. They sent us out of the room and proceeded to move him into, a more comfortable position. Out in the hallway, there was a bunch of forms about his nutrition and healthcare and stuff like that. The form marked hygiene. All they'd done is comb his hair and clean his nails in a day and a half. They never washed him. His food, he'd been fed water about 5 times throughout the Tuesday and porridge at night. His specific dietary needs stated that he should not have liquid without a thickener in it because he had trouble swallowing, you see, and certain foods were just off limits. Porridge was not the sort of thing you wanted to feed him. On Tuesday night, one of the reports we found out, he had a choking fit and nobody did anything about it. My mum and I visited him on Wednesday, as I've said, and late Wednesday night, we were called up past 12 o'clock. Well, that'd be Thursday morning, and they said they were sending him to hospital. He was sent to Grimsby Hospital. My mum and I just raced down there fucking instantly, and he was still in the wet pyjamas he'd been in 12 hours before. They took him into A&E and brought us in. He was on oxygen, and his breathing was extremely shallow. They said he was completely dehydrated and his kidneys were failing because all the water they'd poured into him that they shouldn't have went into his lungs, and they knew fucking well that he wasn't supposed to have water. They had specific dietary requirements for him, and they put nearly a gallon of fluid through him. And the nurses and the doctors at Grimsby Hospital were great, but they told us he's do not resuscitate because because of all these conditions and stuff. He was moved into a ward ultimately, and they told us he's at end of life care. They took him off the drip and everything, and I get that that's that's them. I would have said try, but ultimately he sadly died yesterday morning. We haven't had the coroner's report, but my concern is, as I said, the CQC report could at best result in the home being shut down. But by my reckoning, they have willfully neglected him and mistreated him, and it's resulted in his death. Now, isn't that not a case for manslaughter or involuntary manslaughter? Oh, we're going through CQC, they're in the dark. But if you look up Nettleton Manor online, there's a lot of people complaining, and the manager of the place is like, I'll make your life difficult, please look it up. But the way I see it, it's Sunday now. Monday they're going to prepare him for burial, and there'll never be a chance to get like an X-ray or anything to prove that he died of liquid inhalation. I don't know what the coroner's report's going to be, but he basically suffocated because he couldn't breathe, his kidneys failed, and he died. You understand my concern, though, that they willfully neglected him, even after we said you need to wash him. He hadn't. The doctor said he has not received any medication the entire time he's been at that hospital. The Louth Archer ward said that his vital signs, his bloods, his everything, he's mega healthy. He's just got some Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. That hospital that a lot of people complain of, it was minging, it was gross, there was a dirty tissue on the floor, I photographed it, the window was burnt, and it was a fucking shithole. And it's not fair on my dad, and I've got personal problems, and they may be part of it, but that's more crazy conspiracy time. So I just wanted to, I think that, they basically put him in that room and left him to die. But it's... I am on record now, right? Can I get like a crime number, or, you know, so I can say, hey, I called on Sunday the 20th. Can I get your name at least? Yeah, I photographed the time and stuff before. Your name? Wait, no, wait, please. Can I get your name and stuff? Martin what? Your collar number. Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's a long one. No. Yeah, to be honest, I'm recording it too. Yeah, that's great, thank you. Yeah, thanks. Ugh. Hurry up. I'm on hold. I'm going to have to do this in 2 hours. I'm just